Hello, it's Mrs. Gillum, and I'm here today with another lesson for you about vowel sounds. This lesson was designed for grades 1 through 3, but everyone is welcome to join in. For this lesson, you will need pencil and paper because I am going to ask you to write down the sounds I am teaching so you can practice them after the lesson. Everyone knows that the hardest sounds to master as a reader are the vowel sounds. Vowel sounds can change depending on the letters that are around them, or how many vowels are in the word, or whether the sound is supposed to be the long vowel or the short vowel. That is why I've been focusing on vowels so much lately, because I want every reader to know the different rules about vowel sounds. I brought something with me today that I wanted to introduce to you called Vowel Town. You may have seen it before in a classroom. A teacher may have taught you these sounds. And I want to use Vowel Town in some of my future lessons. And I'm using it today, so I thought I would show it to you and tell you the sounds. So Vowel Town has a story behind it, and as I move through Vowel Town, I'll tell you a little bit of the story. As you can see, the vowels live in the taxis and in the houses and in the apartments. Over here, we have Smile Hill. We call it Smile Hill because we smile when we say these sounds. Let me say the sounds for you, and you watch and see if it makes me smile. E, I, E, A, A. Down here, we call this Wide Open Valley. That's because when these sounds are said, the mouth falls open. These three sounds are all the same. Ah, ah, ah. As we move up the road to Circle Hill, we find that all of these vowels have at least one O. So we call this Circle Hill because when you make these sounds, your mouth makes a circle. Watch and see if my mouth makes a circle as I say these sounds. O, oo. These are the taxi sounds. They are called the taxi sounds because taxis move. And when you say these sounds, your mouth will move. Watch and see if my mouth moves when I make these sounds. I, you, ow, ow, oi, oi. Now what I really want to share with you today is this, the apartments. There are 5 sounds that live in the apartments, and they are important sounds that readers need to know. And so I will bring down a big version of the apartments for you to see. So I can tell you that the reason why it's called the apartments is because the letter R is at work in the apartments. The letter R is in each one of these 5 vowel pairs. It changes the sound of the original vowel. It's not really long and it's not really short. And the reason why they live in the apartment is there are some clues about the apartments to help you remember the sounds, and I'm going to teach you those today. Up here in the top apartment, we have 3 sisters sharing the apartment. They are sisters because that is a clue to their sound. This is Miss ER, Miss IR, and Miss UR. They all make the same sound at the end of the word sister. Their sound is So let's practice the sound the 3 sisters make as I point to the letters. ER says Say that with me. IR says and UR also says, say it with me, So these three vowel pairs, EI, IR, and UR, all say er. Now right under them in the apartments is Mr. AR. Mr. AR is a pirate. And he says what every pirate says, R. So when you see AR, remember the sound of a pirate and say R. Practice it with me. R. Underneath Mr. AR is Mr. OR. He lives right by the door. And that is a clue to help you remember his sound. And that is OR makes the sound OR, just like in the word door. So practice with me the sound OR. Good job. Now let's practice all the sounds one more time before we read some words and see how those sounds work when we're reading words. Let's start at the top with the sisters. When I point, I want you to say the sound, and then I will let you know if that's correct. Ready? I'm going to point to the three sisters. What is the sound of ER? What is the sound of IR? What is the sound of UR? Did you answer the same for each one? That the sounds are If you did, you've got it right. Now I'm going to point at the middle apartment where the pirate lives. What is the sound of AR? Did you say R like a pirate? Then you got that one right. What about Mr. OR down here, right by the door? What is his sound? Did you say OR? If you did, you got that one right too. Well, let's see what happens when we try to put these sounds in some words. Here's my first word, and right in the middle, you see the ER. What does that say? Look back up at Vowel Town and decide what this says. Did you say It's one of the sisters. So this word is P, K, P, K. Let's slide it. Perk. Perk. Better perk up. What's in the middle of this word? That's right, ER. What is the first sound? B. B. T. Let's slide it. Bert. Bert, the boy's name. Here's a new word. And what is right in the middle of that new word? IR. So what is the sound of IR? That's right. This letter, G, O. Let's slide it. Girl, girl. Good job. Another word. And here we see IR. What is the first sound? Fur. Fur, like a fir tree. Here is a UR. Right in the middle. The first sound is Hurt. Hurt. Here we have another word with UR in the middle. The first sound is K. UR is one of the sisters. It says K, curl, like curl in your hair. Here is AR. Where is AR on the chart? Do you remember Mr. AR is a pirate? What is his sound? If you said R, you got that right. This word is P, R, K. We'll slide it out. Park. Park. We like to go to the park. Our next word also has AR. R in the middle, but it starts with F, farm. Our last word that I have here is the word corn. How does that work? K, or, corn, because the sound OR is for Mr. Orr by the door. Well, I have a few more here that I'm mixing up so they're not in the order that you see them on Vowel Town. And let's do a little quiz. Can you read this word? Sort. I think I have time for one more. Art. Well, that's all I have time for today, but please make sure you write down ERIRUR, AR, and OR so that you can practice these at home by looking around and listening for words and writing them down. It was great to be with you today. I'm Mrs. Gillum. I'll see you next time. Bye.